Yeah, to all my dear viewers, welcome once again on my YouTube channel. Well, before I even welcome all of you on my channel, there's a few things that I really need to clarify. Earlier on, I'd said I'd given us the program on how I'll be posting videos every other day, but that program seems to collide with a lot of things because, anyway, I still work a full time job and I still do other things other than me recording these videos. So please keep an eye on our tomorrow's conversation because anyway, Saturday, a video must come out on Saturday, and is the weekend vibe where I get to reveal a certain part of my life. Like, if you haven't watched the video, I will link it in the description area below. When I talked about my life at the University of Kent, how I enjoyed my life over there, and secondly, I'm going to update you tomorrow on the days that I'll be posting my videos because now I've had to work with different things, preparing the script and everything. And even though sometimes I don't have to prepare for the script because anyway the ideas come. This is not most of my videos. I want them to be very straightforward, things that all of us can relate with. So that was number two. And number three, I just launched a new blog post. I haven't really done much on it, but yeah, as soon as I get to put out the first bit of it, I'll put it out there for you guys to be able to enjoy that blog post. Other than that, welcome on my YouTube channel. I'm your host, Chris Basedeke. Chris Basedeke. And yeah, I post videos here every day that talks about things that relate with your life, with anything from relationships to your well-being and everything. Anything that you want me to talk about, yeah, let me know in the comment section. I can talk about almost anything, by the way, because I read almost about everything. The only thing I don't read novels. Well, I would like to ask you a question today. Why do you want a relationship? Why do you want to have a girlfriend? Why? Why do you want to have a girlfriend so that you start a family? Or do you want to have a girlfriend just because you are lonely? Or do you want to have a girlfriend so that you fit into the societal rules? The desire to be owned or to own someone is mostly with women. Men don't really need to be owned by women. Oh yes, now you hear a whole man just saying yes, now I have a girlfriend, now I'm a married man. Yes, you're married. Bro, you should see me anytime I get to talk to people who are married, especially the men who say they are married. I look at them and I'm like, oh God, look at this other one. First of all, men don't get married. It's a very femicentric uh, statement that you can get to put out there in the world. Men are the ones who go out there in the world and they marry a woman. That's why the girl when she's talking to her friends, she says, I am getting engaged. The man has come and engaged me in his life. I'm getting married. The man has come and he has married me. I think the only place where men get married is in India, because in India, it's the women that gets to give the bride price. No wonder all the Indians are just being dominated by their women. Because anyway, it's the woman that came to your parents and they gave them dowries. And now let me tell you a story. Uh, I've worked with Indians for quite a very long period of time. And when I was working with them, this was back when I was living in London. So I worked with these Indians for almost 5 years. I worked with them, and it was a very interesting thing. And as a young guy, I was still in my early 20s. So I met this beautiful, good-looking Indian girl, and that's why I started by asking you, why the fuck do you want to be in a relationship? So I met this girl and I asked her, what was her name? I think her name was uh, oh, come on, I don't remember her name. She was called Patel something. Oh God, her name, whatever. So when I met Patel, she was very good looking, bro. She had a very fine ass. And for me, when I looked at it, I was like, yeah, I'm interested in this. And I approached her. Because then you should never be scared anyway to approach this girl. So I approached her and I was like, Patel, listen, I've looked at you. You really, really look good. And yeah, I would want us to be friends and potentially could go into something. You know how you do this. The pickup lines, they no longer work. Coming up with strategies, all that is no longer works. So you just have to go straight to the point. And I went straight to the point. I said to her, yes, I'm interested and I would like to know you a bit more. Uh, at the end of the shift now, I was like, yeah, give me your number. Really, really good looking girl. You can imagine the types of girls that I have. Bro, all my girls are beautiful. I don't talk to the ugly ones. I don't. So and she goes and she looks at me in the eyes, dead in my eyes, and she says, Chris, I really, really appreciate the fact that you are telling me that I am a very beautiful girl. However, it cannot work. I was like, why? Why? Because anyway, you have the vibe, I have the vibe. This was in 2017, I think, roughly thereabout. I was like, yeah, you are 19, I'm 20, 21, whatever. I think it could work. She's like, even if I wanted to, it will never have worked. I'm like, now I'm beginning to ask myself questions. Why? I had even to put on my Indian accent after working with them. Why is this not going to work? And then she was like, Chris, according to my tradition, and please don't feel offended. She started apologizing. I was like, this is the problem. Chris, you cannot marry a Hindu. She was Hindu. Chris, you cannot marry a Hindu because anyway, you are not one of us. You are not part of our culture, and it's just not to work, bro. I took that in, and I was like, oh shit. So you mean I cannot have certain type of ladies just because of the cultures of where they come from, just because of the tradition that they practice, or even the religion that they practice, even with Muslim. I today as a Chris, I cannot go and marry someone like Leila Ahmed or Leila whatever. I cannot go and do that. Why? Because Chris, you have to change your religion. And anytime you as a man, you find yourself changing your religion so that you fit into the category of the woman that you want, trust me, that relationship is not going to go anywhere. They never do. They never do. And you might dare even ask, Chris, how did you know? I do my research. I look into things, statistics, and everything. If the woman cannot come into the religion that you subscribe to as her husband, it's going to be quite difficult. But of course, there's exception to the rules. Because anyway, when you have money now, money can change the rules, money can bend the laws, and the laws can become very acceptable. Why am I saying that? Listen, there was an 18-year-old girl that went to her mother and she was like, Mom, I have missed my periods for the last 2 months. I haven't seen my periods. The mother was so pissed off. Now the mother was the one that was busy running down to to the pharmacy to come up with this pregnancy test kit. And yeah, certainly the girl was pregnant at 18-year-old. She's already pregnant with a child. And now the mother was furious. The mother had to go and report this to the father. And then they were like, okay, let's find out who's the baby of the child. And the girl takes this really, really old guy. And I'm not saying this so that I become a fan of, so that you make me as someone who believe in this anyway. I don't care whatever you think. Fuck that. So they tell the girl, now bring home the guy that you're in a relationship with. Yeah, so they tell the girl, go and bring the person that you're in a relationship with. And yeah, the girl now communicates with the guy that she's been seeing. And the man comes. The man is almost equivalent, almost the same age as the father of the kid, or maybe even slightly younger or older, whatever. This is a story I was seeing somewhere. And now he is the father of the father to the baby that is to be born in the next 7 months. Remember, she's already how many months pregnant? 2 months pregnant. So the guy is there, and now the father of the daughter now is very furious, but he hasn't said a thing. Now it's just the mother that is talking. And you know how in some cultures the man is like, now he's just sitting there very pious like this and just waiting to have the final say. And the mother, excuse me, and the mother runs, she talks, she says whatever thing that she wants to say. And once she finishes, then the guy gives his offers before now the man of the house, the owner of the father of the girl, gets to have his final say. Now the man says, listen, here's the thing. If this girl is a child, she'll have a property and she'll have $1 million in her bank account, and her life will be set. If it's a boy, he's going to have a house and a few companies, and then $1 million in his bank account for him to start life. And I also get to take care of the girl. Oh, that was very beautiful to the family to hear. But then the man stops at some point. He just goes silent for a minute, and now he goes, what if she has a miscarriage? What will happen? What do you think, guys, will happen? Now, after him giving all these offers to this baby that is now 2 months in the 18-year-old girl, and then he says, what if it doesn't happen? If a miscarriage just happens from nowhere, because anyway, they can happen to anyone at any time. So now, how are you going to handle that? Yeah, so what did you guys think the response was? If a miscarriage happens now with this kid that is about to be born, the silence of the father now broke. And you know what he said? You try again. You try again. Because now the father was now seeing a child is being born in 7 months, and this child is already a CEO of a company with $1 million in the bank. How much child support is he going to be coming out of this child that is already a millionaire at birth? Bro, even if this girl was Muslim, bro, the rules will have been bent. And they will be bent easily without any altercation or anything. So now, why did I give you this story? So, in as much as you gentlemen are here trying to be now in a relationship, I need a girlfriend, I need this, you need that, you ain't need shit. All that you need is for you now to be focusing on your personal development goal. 2024 is coming to an end. Bro, this year has been one of the longest and the hardest for many people, including myself. Bro, I was dumped, relationship failure, missed to do so many things. Things that I knew this year I'll be done with them. Bro, a relationship will be the very last thing that will be on top of my mind at the moment. So even you brothers, I beg of you, the whole idea of you being in relationships, no, keep that nonsense out of your head. Now you should be sitting down and now crafting, okay, fine, I have a job that pays me, maybe let's say, how much? Maybe 300 pounds a week. Then times 4, that's 1,200 pounds a week. Now, this is the time that you should be budgeting on how you're going to invest that money in a skill that you want to learn. If it's cybersecurity, go into it. If it's computer science, go into it and work as hard as you can possibly do it. Then, brothers, before you know it, you'll be seeing yourselves, you'll have made a lot of progress by next year. You do not need to be in a relationship at all. It's not just sustainable. What you need now is sit down and do a proper reflection. Bro, for me, I've dedicated a lot of my time in the recent days just to sit down and contemplate what is it that I'm doing wrong and how can I improve on that. Yeah, and I've seen so many loopholes that needs to be improved on. Do you think I'm going to be the exact same person now? No, it's just I strive now to do just 1% good today, 1% good tomorrow, 1% good the day after tomorrow, and the other day, and the other day, and the other day. And before you know it, you'll find yourself having made a good progress. But if you don't want to do that, then you might as well just struggle with the things that you're supposed to be doing. That's it. And also, the other thing, why would you hold yourself responsible to solve other people's problems? Other people, I'm like, someone comes to you and they're like, no, I want you to help me, this. Maybe it's someone that you haven't even talked to in like 18, 19, 20 months. And all of a sudden they come up to you and they're like, oh, bro, is it possible for you to get a loan for me and give me this money? There's a deal I'm chasing. Bro, I mean, my money has just gone on to something like that in this 2024 many times. 2 or 3 times. One of the guys that I lived in his apartment when I was in Kenya, really, really nice guy, calls me one day. He's like, yo, Chris, my child is at the hospital and I need about 40 or 50,000 and I'll return it to you. I was like, no, bro, I can't give you all that money. I'll give you 10 and please make sure you return. Actually, 12. Please make sure you return it. And the brother was like, yeah, sure, I'll return it. Even send me a check. Bro, that check, I didn't check the date. The check ended up checking me, bro. So don't ever take a loan for anyone. It doesn't matter who that person is. You could be friends, you could be best of allies. But don't ever take a loan for someone. You're taking a loan for your business, that's fine. It is for you. But you try and do it for someone else. Now, what if they fail? It's your name that will be jeopardized. Oh, very definitely. Your name will be jeopardized, and before you know it, things will just be going haywire. Like the other morning, I was talking to my cousin. This cousin of mine was Chris. You see, the problem with men don't talk. I'm like, no, no, no. Men, we just find the way we are. It's just the smallest thing. Do I have my beer in the fridge? Yes. Do I have my steak? Yes. Do I have eggs in the house? Yes. Do I have a good place to sleep? Yes. What else could I want? What more do I want? That's it. So all these assumptions that women will be telling you here. Actually, bro, I'll dare say women are very, very misleading creatures. They tell you, we want a guy that is like this. We want a guy that knows how to do things. We want a guy that is nice, a guy that can cry to me, a guy that can be a victim with me. But bro, they hate that shit. Your man tells you, Chris, you can come and be vulnerable with me. The generation of girls in my age group, bro, the day they see your tears is the day that their level of respect will go. Because now she's saying, this is the king that me and the children that could come from us will be looking up to. And now he's the one that is here melting and crying like a little boy. Bro, that's the day that you lose the girl. So, first of all, everything that she gets to tell you in this day and age, ignore that shit. And your vulnerability, carry them on your shoulder. There's a reason why you have a bigger and broader shoulder and she has bigger hips. So when she talks, yeah, just listen. You have broader shoulders so that you can be able to carry all your problems without you struggling. Well, she has her hips so that she can produce very beautiful and intelligent kids. And don't get offended by telling me, oh, Chris, so you mean the girls that are not thick or they don't have hips could not produce intelligent kids? I'm not saying that. It's just science. I'm not a scientist, but that's what I read, and I'm just passing it to you. So, in as much as they're throwing all these rules to you, oh, you have to do this, no, they lie a lot. Because anyway, once you start doing all that they ask from you, then they come to the realization that this person doesn't have a mind of his own. If I can control him, then it means another woman can come in and just start controlling him. And who wants to be controlled? So, actually, very often, I tend to do the very much opposite that women ask of me. Especially those ones that I'm in a relationship with. All my girlfriends, they know. I don't get to call them every day. I don't get to talk to them every day. I don't get to keep messaging the whole day. I can go for a day, 2 or 3, without even texting my girlfriend. And she knows when I look for her, she'll be there. It should be like that. But you now, the moment that you decide to pedestalize a woman and you put her to a higher ground than where you are as an individual, that's where now you're losing the whole plot of the game. Because anyway, women don't know what they want. But one thing for sure is they love a guy that is a challenge, a guy that is difficult to understand. So when she's out there with her spagnols or anything, bro, she behaves like a child. Because anyway, she's like, here now is the man that I respect. Bro, a man that does all the opposite of the things the women require from him, those are the ones that they get along with. Those are the ones. So she will come to you and she sees you, okay, I want this powerful and dangerous guy so that nobody is able to mess up with me. Nobody is able to take advantage of me. Why? She's not doing just that because anyway, it's in nature of every other animal that is responsible of bringing another life into the cycle of life to carefully select the top-notch guy. Let's say maybe 4 or 6 guys were to show up in a suit and one guy shows up in a t-shirt, hinged. I mean, he's very big in terms of shape. And when he talks, all the other 6 boys, they're already respecting him. If he says, yeah, everyone is using that door, everyone is following that door, that's the man that every other woman in the room will be looking at and be like, yes, he's the one. That's why they always encourage men to be strong, powerful, and dangerous. You have those 3 attributes. If you have those 3 attributes, then, bro, there's nothing that exists here on earth that cannot be achieved by you. Now she looks at you and she's like, okay, if I get kids with this one, he will be able to protect me and the kids that I bring into the world. So instead of you now glorifying your weakness and trying to tell us, oh, no, you know, your competition is what you are able to put out there in the world and let other people succeed. That's your competition. And unless you're able to do that, then women will always, okay, look at you as just another playboy while they wait for the alpha guy. That's why most of our women, they're going for the drug dealers when they're in high school. They're going for the DJs. They're going for the bouncers. They're going for the leaders of the groups of men. They're going for the basketball captain. Those are the ones that they want. Because with those ones, they know that there is some good sense of security. This is someone who knows exactly what they are doing. And they're also capable to lead. They're also capable to take initiative and bring people on board to drive them. That's why most of your girlfriends, your wives are busy sleeping with their bosses because anyway, their bosses are the ones who are controlling them and telling them, okay, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And the day they get a better boss, even this other one, now they get to hypergamize. Look at you, okay, now let me jump on the bigger branch. And that's why if Giuliani in Kenya managed to snatch a very hot Chile from a governor, what the governor could not do in 10 years, Giuliani did it in less than a few years. So for her, she saw now this man is a man that is worth me submitting to and bowing myself down to. I'm not saying necessarily going down on 4 knees and bowing, but she's like, my frame can deeply go into this man's frame and not the other guy. That's just how nature is. So when you come to me now, you're telling me, hey, Chris, I want a relationship, or my girlfriend left me. If she left you, actually, you should be saying, thank you. Because I expect when a girl leaves, that should be the moment that you get to do the things. Open up your mind, read more books, think of a business, think of a skill, think of something that you really want to do that you can pursue until the end of the world. Because anyway, probably by the time you're being left, this girl already has another option, by the way. She already has a better one, and that one that she knows, yes, this is what I want. And by the time she's breaking up with you, she will have already assumed and looked into things, and now she's like, okay, this measure her options left, right, and center. And then she's like, yeah, I know you are a nice person, but I don't see us just going anywhere. How the fuck do you walk away from nice people? Because nice people are not good. We are all selfish individuals. That's why, as a man, you should aim to be a good man, never to aim for you to be a nice man. Because nice people are the ones that are doing things with their own selfish motives. And I think personally, one thing I've come to realize is everything I did earlier on, I did it with my own selfish motive. Oh, very nice guy. Sometimes she'll tell me, Chris, I'm sad. And my niceness also will respond, oh, me too, by the way, I am sad just like you are. Do you see the correlation between them two? She was sad. Immediately I also became sad. That's how bad it is for a man to find himself in a position where he's just trying to become the best man for the woman. No, leave all that bullshit alone. And just be you. Be the man. And all these women, they're going to come to you. They're not going to go anywhere. They're all over the place. Anyway, I think I've talked too much. I'll see you all in the next one.